the man has to prove his manhood through this food.
You are the most humble people in the entire world.
I hope so.
In this video, we're going to look at a traditional cuisine far away from Central, which is the capital city of Uganda. Behind us is the Tooro Kingdom Palace, which means we are in Fort Batooro, the land of Batooro. So you need to be romantic, you need to be slow when you're pronouncing the word Batooro. All right, so let's dive right into the video and see what they have for us. I can't wait for the end because there is more to watch in this video. So let's go. At the beginning of this video, you saw the town part of it, but that was the introduction. Here, this is where the magic is going to happen. The cooking, the history. Please introduce yourself to our viewers, our family. Let them know where we are right now before even we dive into the video. Please.
Okay, please. Good morning, everyone. You are welcome to Kogere Community Museum, Kogere Foundation in general. Here we are culture-based. We normally handle a number of culture events like the traditional food preparation. We do handle cultural entertainment. We have Kogere Cultural Troupe. We have the Ekitobe, the traditional herbs. We do have empakaako naming ceremony. We have a number of activities we do here.
Wow.
So this morning we are privileged to welcome you and receiving you here.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I'm going to get a Tooro name from this place. Which name would be that? Maybe later on.
But you are fit to be a kiki.
Woo!
Yes.
From now you can call me Akiki.
Yes.
Akiki. So we're going to look at so many things in this video. Get a snack, grab a coffee, a snack, sit comfortably and watch. One of the recent videos we looked at Nubian cuisines. We saw the history behind Nubian people, their foods, the origin of the food. So right in this video, we are into a different society in Uganda, in the land of Batooro.
Yes.
Batooro. She told me I need to be humble when I'm saying Batooro.
Batooro, yeah.
Batooro. You need to humble yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are not as humble people. Yes.
Okay. So, you are the most humble people in the entire world.
I hope so.
You're going to find out more later on.
I'm Kawaganda Gertrude, the curator of Kogere Community Museum. I'm here to take you through the museum, and we shall begin our visit from outside here. Here we are looking at the very right thing that brought you here, the Tooro's traditional food system and how it is prepared. This is part of it, it's not all. Tooro, we are known to have our traditional meal as oburo and a subway and as the sauce. The oburo is here, already prepared. This is the subway. It is roasted meat and the mushrooms plus cow ghee. Then here there is mugobe, or sokoro, inzagi, the eggplants. These are matooke, bananas, when they are not peeled. And here it is part of the system of processing food. You can see the old woman is here grinding millet on the stone. And then there is another one here helping to sieve the cassava, the millet flour, and there is someone here pounding in a mortar the cassava pieces before it is crushed into the flour. So you can see the background. This is how the Tooro setup looks like, a homestead actually. That's how it looks like. It is very important in Tooro's culture that we have food security, we have food in abundance because we don't want to be malnourished. And this type of food is oil-free. It is not spiced. It is spiced in a way that it has no oils in them because we are trying to reduce some of the diseases that are caused by foods like junk foods or oils. A number of it, some of them are the high blood pressure and diabetes and name it. But this is how we do it to make it cholesterol-free. And this one is done actually aiming at improving the livelihood of our people as well as long-lasting. Part of our museum, we have the information or the history of the taboos of the Batooro. The taboos, these are the don'ts of a given society. Actually, each community has its the do's and don'ts in its society. depend on what that society or that community treasures or what they dislike, the likes and the dislikes. So here we have some of the taboos, the things that the community does not want or they don't uphold. One of them in Tooro is that pregnancy before marriage among the Batooro is prohibited. It's not allowed. As a girl child, it takes the whole village actually to raise a girl child, in a sense that it has to look after that child to grow up until it is time for that girl to get married. Actually, we don't marry off girls. We marry a woman when she's ready for marriage, because even the Constitution talks about, it condemns about teenage pregnancies or teenage marriage. So we have to wait until the girl is above 18 and she has completed her studies, then she can go on and get married. If she's to get pregnant, then she can have it at that age at least. So there are a number of taboos here. You can see there is eating while walking. It's not allowed. It's a sign of indiscipline. It's a taboo. There is sitting on a motor. It's also a taboo. Sweeping a house at night. It's not allowed. For example, this one is seen to be, it seems to be causing a bad luck, because it's like you are sweeping away wealth in the family, in that house, when you sweep the dirt at night and you remove it. If at all you have to sweep, then you have to sweep and leave those things inside the house, inside the corner, but you don't have to remove them out. There are a number of taboos. These are some of them. I think we can go ahead and look at another thing. Here we have a very interesting part of our museum, whereby we are looking at the clans. Here we have outlined some of them. There are very many, but some of them are here. And we can see clans with their totems. For example, here we have a clan called Ababito, the first one here. Ababito is a royal clan. It's a ruling clan in Tooro Kingdom. Ababito is a clan that has so many other segments within the Ababito clan, because we have the Ababito, Ababoyo, like Ababoyo here. This is part of Ababito, but they just separated themselves from Ababito. Ababito, Ababoyo, Abapanyarwa. Those are some of the Ababito clan. And all these clans here you are seeing, they all have a totem called Engabi. That is the Omuziro. All these clans you are looking at here share the same totem. And you can look at other clans here with different totems. These totems or clans are not only here in Tooro, even in other cultures. Like you know, Uganda has diverse cultures. They have different, we share some clans, but others are different. And you may find that we share the same clans and the same totems, but with different names. But the totem is the same. Yes. We can also go ahead and look at the granary. When we looked at traditional food in Tooro, a granary is a food store. It's very important in the culture of Tooro, because in the process of food, especially the millet, all the cereals, after harvesting, this is where we store them. It's our traditional store. Unlike these days when we have stores inside our houses, but this one was the traditional store of our ancient grandparents. This is how they used to keep their cereals. You can see they are raised to make sure their pests and what have you does not harm or damage what is inside. We can go ahead and enter now our museum. It's a craft corner whereby we do make some of the crafts. There are some locally made. Actually, they are locally made out of the available cultural resources, the resources that are within our reach, which can be utilized and make use of them, and then we sell them. People come and buy. This is how we earn our living. This is how we earn money to pay for the rent for this house. People come and hire other than those who want to rent, but others can come and hire, and some are inside there. These ones are just a few for display. For a moment, we have stopped with visiting the museum. We have come back to seeing how our traditional food is prepared, and that is oburo and esabwe, millet and roasted meat. This is how we prepare it. We prepare it in our saucepan, our traditional saucepan, that is a pot like you have seen it. The saucepan is different from the one where we cook oburo. This one is for the sauce. It is called akanaga in Tooro's traditional name. That's it, akanaga. We have used an advanced mahiga, the stones where we do light fire to cook the food. This one is called a sigiri. It's not traditional, but because we have done it from inside the house, this is how best we can do it. We shall look at the one traditional outside the house. This one is called Omukaro. It is meat, but smoked for some days, 3 to 4 days, until you see that it is dry enough. It is hard, because when it is dry enough, it can be kept for a month without getting spoiled. So this is roasted meat. You first cut it in 2 pieces, like you can see. After cutting it, you wash it very well. Then after washing it, you put it there, you add water, of course equivalent to, you measure the amount of water that is to cook that meat until it is ready. There is another part of mushrooms. After seeing the meat is having been ready, then that's when you can prepare the mushrooms. My colleagues are there preparing mushrooms for me. They are part of the meal processing, of meal preparation. You know, in Batooro's culture, we do everything communally. We do it jointly. You don't have to do it alone. In Batooro, we have a proverb which says, "Tumba tulye, tuguba mwag." Meaning, if I'm cutting meat like I was doing, and I'm preparing, somebody else can be helping me to prepare, sort out the mushrooms to remove maybe soil, maybe some grass that could be mixed there. And another person outside there can also be helping, maybe in pounding or doing other things. So that's how the proverb says. You don't have to quarrel when somebody tells you to cook. Another thing we can talk about the mushrooms is that we have a number of mushrooms. It's not only one type, because here you can see this type is called obtuzi obwera. Obtuzi obwera, it is very white compared to other type of mushrooms. They are white in color, almost white. There is another type which is a bit gray or brown. That one is called entiabir. Then there are those big ones. They are called entoko, rundi, ebsika. They can all use to prepare the sauce. There is also Ebyenda. So those ones also appear like these ones. But they normally grow during rainy season. They are not seen during the dry season. Yes, and it's very nice and delicious and nutritious as well in the body. This is part of what we mix in the Omukaro. And we put in salt, black salt mostly. We don't use the white salt, we use black salt when the meat is ready. We add in cow ghee as well as tomatoes and onions, but you don't have to fry. Yes. Whatever we prepare traditionally is cholesterol-free or oil-free.
Then after preparing the smoked meat for some time, then you add the mushrooms. Before you adding it, you're supposed to first wash them. Then after washing them, you add it. Then you cook until the mushrooms also gets ready. That is when you take it through the fire, then you add the cow ghee, salt. We have already added the tomatoes and the onions already.
Right now, here we are preparing Firiinda, our traditional sauce. Firiinda is dried beans. Of course, big type of beans, not small ones, because if we use the small ones, it will take us time to remove the husks. So we select the big type of beans and then we put it in water for some 6 to 7 hours, because these ones, we did put them in water yesterday. So it stays there for some hours, like 6 to 7 hours. Then it softens, the husk softens, and then right now we are removing the husks.
Can I ask?
Yes, please.
Why do you take off the husks?
Of course, we want to make it more softer and different from the food, from the sauce or the beans that we prepare with husks. The one we prepare with husks, we pound it. That one is called madeku. Madeku. It is different from Firiinda. The difference is created when we remove the husk. The one with husk is called madeku, and the one without husks is called Firiinda. And of course, they taste differently.
I know you're watching this video and you're asking yourself, maybe you have so many questions to ask and you cannot. But let me ask on your behalf.
Yes, please. You are free.
When did you start this? Who brought the idea? I don't know. There are so many questions. Some of them don't have the answers, but we try our best.
Yes, that's true. Well, I cannot tell you the definite time as when people started removing the husks. But of course, like the technology kept people kept reasoning and being creative. They came up with an idea of removing the husks, and then they would test. It was maybe a testing exercise to see how different the sauce can be. So they started doing that. I was also born and I found this Firiinda being done.
So,
yes.
Okay. So some of these things are carried out for generation to a generation,
That's
from our
it.
parents to us and even to our grandchildren.
Exactly.
It is always good to preserve our culture,
Yes.
preserve our food for the next generation, to find something, like we document these videos so that you can see what happened, what used to happen in our societies.
Yes.
Things are changing so fast. We don't want to share all the information right now, but we're going to see that in the video. And some of you complained about the length of this video. The videos are so long. What we do on this channel, we don't just share the recipe. We want you to dive into the food. You get the stories behind everything, not just to get the recipe, sit and eat. No, we want to dive so deep into the culture. So please always feel comfortable when you're watching those videos, because we want to give out information. Let's get back to the food. So
yes,
what happens
and
next?
that's very great.
We don't want to share all the information now because there are so many things that are going to happen.
Yes.
And they need explanations. So keep watching.
And culturally, when you are preparing food like this one, you have to sit in a sitting position that does not expose your private body. You have to make sure you put your kaleso like this one as a woman. Batooro women, when we are preparing food, you don't have to sit in any way you feel like, or you put on a trouser like how modern tells us. But traditionally or culturally, you have to put on your tetei, the dress, a long dress, and add on a kaleso. And you make sure you put on it like this, and you sit the way I'm seated. This is a respect for food. As a woman, the one preparing food, because of the way we are created, you're not supposed to sit anyhow in order to respect the food. During this kind of activity, people would sit, of course, like we are seated. As you remove the husks, you are free to share what you feel like sharing with your family members, but because mostly the people who help you in this process are family members. So you can give a word of caution to your children. For example, if this grandson of mine misbehaved yesterday, I would say, but Ibrahim, where did you go yesterday? I told you to stay around, but you ran away. Where were you yesterday? You would do that during the process of removing the husks. And maybe you can tell a story to the family members, You see, you can give puzzles or riddles, proverbs.
Okay.
And then at this time, that's when you would see maybe among your children someone who is lazy or someone who is active. Because you don't have to be active when it is time for eating, you see? You just do like this all the time. You have to be active as well as in the process of preparing the food.
Okay.
So that's when all these questions will take place.
I know you have got some of the information, maybe quarter of the information you're supposed to get in this video, because there's a lot to watch later on. So keep watching until the end. Share your thoughts in the comment section, because we also want to know from your side, what do you think about this video, about this is a different culture, different society. This is a land of Batooro. So let us dive into the video. Then go and keep watching. So let's go to the next step. I think this is done. Yeah, let's go. So we're going to go step by step in this video. You wouldn't want to miss out anything. So what do we have right here?
Right here we have millet. This is millet from Enguli in the granary. With the granary, you remove the millet, you pound it, and then it comes out like this from the husks. But this one is not yet ready. There is still another process we have to take it through. So we have it ready here for putting it on fire, and then we dry it for some minutes. Then we bring it back, we pound it here. After pounding it, the essence of pounding is to remove the small husks that is here.
Okay, so we call this a chinu in my language, which is a mortar in English.
Yes.
Chino chito chino.
Tukiete ensekuro.
Ensekuro.
Egyo ensekuro, kino kyana ky'ensekuro.
Ekyana ky'ensekuro.
Yes.
Turugwita omusekuzo.
Tukiete kyana ky'ensekuro.
Okay. So please.
Kino bakyeta orugali.
Orugali.
Runo orugali obuburo. Kino tukiete kitara.
Ekitara.
Kitaro.
Ekitaro.
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 It is different from this, how it is made. You can see the difference, but it almost serves the same purpose.
Okay.
Yes. No runaro rugali, ekyo kibo kyenteme. It is not a basket, neither this rugali. Yes. Na habweki hano tuineho ebigombo bya muhogo. Tubyete ebigombo in our language. It is not. It is cassava, dried cassava. And then after drying it, that's what this is what we keep in the granary for some time. Yes, it doesn't get spoiled. So when you want to prepare your meal, you get these pieces of cassava, you pound it there in the mortar. After pounding it, it becomes the cassava flour, but still it is there is also another process after being like this. You put it in the sieve here. You start sieving the pure and refined cassava flour that is ready for mixing with the millet flour when it is time for mingling or cooking food. Okay. Yes. So this is what we have right now here.
Thank you so much. So from here we're going to roast this. Is it roasting?
Yeah, it's roasting it on fire.
Okay. All right, so let's go to the next step.
As a Matooro woman, I'm supposed to have the piece of cloth on my head to stop the hair from getting mixed with the food. So right here, we are going to have another process of millet preparation, that is roasting or frying millet seeds. So I'm going to have the millet seeds here. It is with me. And then like a saucepan, but this is a pot made out of clay. And this is a mingling stick, but it can as well work as a stick that we'll use to to fry the millet. So as I do this, I get the millet from here. I get a stool seat, put it here inside the kenaga. In our language, we call it a kenaga, our traditional saucepan. Then, of course, there is a fire down there. And then you keep spacing the millet seeds such as that it does not get spoiled. It does not roast beyond the required standard. Isiriza bana bange ninchumba. Mwana yakutaga ndetere yenku. Ninkaranga. Karango bulobwa isinya haikuiza. Mwangushi.
You have seen what is happening behind, but let's go back inside the house because we want to be everywhere at the same time. So let's go see what is happening.
Yes, now our meat and mushrooms is ready. Now we are going to add on the cow ghee and little salt because another salt we cooked it in. Then now we are going to add the cow ghee. Then when you are adding the cow ghee, you do like this. I think now you are seeing it has turned. It is no longer as at first. So our subway or our mushroom and smoked meat sauce is ready.
This meal is very special in Tooro's culture in a sense that when it is not prepared daily, but when a woman prepares it, the husband has to get to know that this is a special day for him to pay back, unlike other days. So we are trying to connect this food together, this sauce and that information together with the song I sang when I was trying to fry the millet on the fire, such that this food is very nutritious and very energizing. So the man has been given a special attention by preparing this food, and therefore the man has to prove his manhood through this food prepared for him.
And on top of that, this sauce is special. During the introduction ceremony, we prepare this sauce for the bako. The muko is supposed to take a sabwe, and millet bread. Yes.
The moko is the son-in-law.
Yes.
So what happens if the man doesn't perform after eating this meal?
Yes, if I have put all the power and the man didn't perform at night, then in the morning I will wake up when I'm very annoyed as a woman because you didn't done your work. Me, I did my work, but for you, you didn't. So when I'm sweeping the house or doing any other work at home, I will sing, Bakitumbira Charya, Bakitumbira Charya. Bakitumbira Charya, Akalimo Kekiro Kalema. Because I'm annoyed. I did all whatever, and for you, you are there sleeping.
So after checking whether the millet is ready, you check like this. And if you see now the husks are being removed, or it is easy to remove, then that means it is ready for pounding. You remove it from the fire, and then you pour it on the winnower like this. You leave it for some minutes to dry, to cool down. It needs to cool a bit. So you put the millet in the mortar and then pound like this until you see there is some kind of husks or removed from the millet seeds. Exercise, but you've got to do it. And I think this was one of the reasons as why our great-grandparents used not to fall sick for some illnesses that would be caused by lack of exercise, because this one also is an exercise that would make someone feel the sweat, and of course that one is healthy. It is very healthy for one to work, and you eat the food that you want So after pounding and you check on it, then you find it's ready. And it is ready because there is omsunga. These things you are seeing here, it is called omsunga. Then you put it on the winnower. And after that, so right now I'm winnowing. I'm trying to separate the millet seed from the dust that is there, because it is that was the reason as why we had to pound it, to remove that husk that was still with the millet seeds. We are trying to purify it. If there are stones maybe that was mixed, you have to remove it, you sort it out. Making it ready for grinding. So I'm done with winnowing. So right now we are going to go to the grinding stone and start grinding the millet into a millet flour. And from there, then we shall be mingling and getting ready for our food to be served. From there, we came and mixed with it. We want to mix it now with the cassava flour, but not real flour, somehow in small pieces, and then you mix it. You mix it very well, because you don't have to cook or prepare millet only without cassava flour. You're supposed to mix it in equal proportion, and then you start grinding. So right now, my millet is ready for grinding. And right, I'm on the grinding stone, ready for grinding. This is our traditional machine for grinding. So it is called Orbengo in our local name, or in Tooro. This is the grinding stone, and this one yetwa ensiso runu n'orwengo. And this is the millet mixed with the cassava in chenka. So right now I'm grinding. And you have to put there energy. You don't have to make it to be lazy. Otherwise the exercise may take you the whole day. And if you do it maybe when you are not serious, or you don't have to put a lot of energy, this flour here will be handy. It's like you crush the millet seed into two pieces when it's not really fine. It's supposed to be fine, very smooth. Sano mutima, sano mutima, sana maniga egona, sana maniga egona, sa kukira, sa kukira, sa suro, sa suro, sano mutima, sano mutima. Sana maniga egona, sana maniga egona, sa kukira. So the song I was singing is normally sung when you are grinding the millet, though it is a tiresome exercise, but you have to enjoy it. And in the process of enjoying it, you have to sing a song that will strengthen the family members to get to know that you are a determined and a serious mother, ready to prepare them food, ready to feed them. You are a responsible mother, caring and loving, of course. So that was the song. And as you grind, it is not mandatory that you don't have to, maybe you can't get tired. You can get tired and you rest a little bit, then you resume. grinding like I have done. Che nagijwara hamwe che abakazi kababikwa che kababikwa kabana che kayitembe waya che nagijwara hamwe che abakazi kababikwa che kababikwa kabana. If you can allow me elaborate a little bit on that song, Che Nkaitembe Vayange. It's a song that is used to narrate the story of how women are being, I can say, taken to be children, or they are being marginalized, or being fooled around. I'm sorry to use these words. I don't know the best word I can use to express it. But this is now a scenario where a woman is taken to be a child. Abakazi kababihwa, meaning women are so much deceived, unlike men, if they are to carry out the statistics. But who deceives women? It is men. So a woman here is grinding millet, but expressing her dissatisfaction that women are being fooled around. Perhaps she was fooled also, the one who was singing that song, trying to send that message to men. If at all he does it to her, he will definitely stop, because the woman will have known his motive, or maybe deceiving him or deceiving her. Culturally, a Matooro woman, when she's married, or to qualify to be a married woman, the husband has to come to your family members and pay a dowry, and then they take you officially. He takes you to his family. So if he doesn't do that, but he asks you to go and stay with him, and of course nature takes its course and you also accept to stay with him without having been introduced officially. And then the husband keeps telling you, we shall go there, my wife, we shall go and see your parents. But he doesn't make it. He doesn't fulfill his promise. That means he's playing around the woman's psychology, or your psychology as a woman. He keeps fooling you. Perhaps that's where that song originated from.
It's our time to grind. Let us see how we do this. Kati, banange. Munzize Kampala eno waganye. I think we should leave it to the experts. Let me go back behind the camera with my brother. I cannot manage this.
Thank you, God. My mom, after grinding the millet, she was like, now she's happy, she's doing like this. I'm done. We are now preparing our sauce, Ferinda. After putting it on fire, when you see it is about to get ready, you add the eggplant. When you see the eggplant is almost also get ready, you add these leaves for the pumpkin. If you don't have leaves for pumpkins, you can put the leaves for yams. Or if not for yams, you can even use dodo. Instead of cooking Ferinda and you leave it as white as it is, it cannot enticing someone to eat. But when you put the green thing, someone will say, I think this sauce is sweet. Let me taste. that you get forced to taste it. Then after putting this, we shall wait until it gets ready. We remove it from fire, we remove water from it, then we start pounding it. We pound it until it gets ready. Then after pounding it and it gets ready, we have to put them back on fire. We have to put them back on fire so that we add the cow ghee. When we add the cow ghee, we keep putting the mingling stick so that it cannot get down, it can get spilled, and the sauce can get, we call it a chigugu, it can smell a chigugu. So you keep touching it until it gets ready. Then you remove, you wait to mingle kalo and start eating and enjoy your meal. Yes.
We are preparing Firiinda. It's a traditional sauce. Firiinda is made out of removed husks from. We remove husks from beans, and you saw that we boiled it. We added black salt as we are boiling it or cooking it, and after we added some greens called ebsunsa to make it somehow green and not pure white. Then we boiled again. We added in tomatoes and some onions until we boiled until it was ready. So after getting ready, I removed the soup that was there to make it left alone, and then I start pounding it. After pounding it, I had to put back the sauce, the soup I had removed. I had to put it back in the equal amount of water that is required there and pound again until it becomes like a stew. So after that, we had added in some eggplants, and now this is the time you cut them into two pieces. You don't have to leave them as big as they are. With the small ones, you can put them as they are because they can easily be swallowed, or you can squeeze it. But it is advisable you cut them into two pieces to check if there could be some insects inside this. That's why we do cut them. Then after you have done this, then you have to put it back on fire, and that is when we shall add the cow ghee. After which you check whether the salt you have put is enough. You do like this. You don't have to put your tongue like this. That one is very indisciplined. That is indiscipline. So there is some more salt needed. You mix and you leave it to boil a bit. After it has boiled like for 4 minutes, you remove and then you add there cow ghee. You wait for this sauce to boil so that you can add cow ghee, and you add cow ghee down because the sauce is already boiled, and that heat cannot allow it allows the cow ghee to melt. And again, if there are other microbes that can cause maybe some diseases, cannot survive the heat and the temperature that sauce would be having. So after boiling, that's when you add the cow ghee. Right now, what I'm holding is called the ensimbo yamagita. This is where we store the cow ghee that we put in our Firiinda, in our sauce. So I'm adding cow ghee in our sauce. And then you mix it properly. Boil it. You don't have to keep it there for long because it will get spoiled. So I'm preparing to remove it now. This sauce works best when it is cooled. You put it down and you leave it for some time to cool. That's when it will be nice to be eaten. You don't have to eat it when it is still hot like it is now. You give it time to cool down. And then you eat this one with oburo. That is how we prepare Firiinda. I welcome you back from our traditional preparation of food. That is oburo and esabwe. We are back now to the community museum, Kogere Community Museum, and I'm here to take you through. Actually, this is part of the food we have seen practically being prepared. You can see oburo here, the millet already served in a basket called endiro. And then the sauce, this one is a different sauce. It is called dodo yomterezo. It is a dodo mixed with another type of dodo, but some slightly different. It is called omterezo. It is rundi nyamsiri. It is also a traditional dish for Batooro community. Yes, and what you can see here is part of the milk, a set of milk items called the gourds. The whole set is called omugamba. This is where we serve milk from, especially for the bako, the in-laws, on the introduction ceremony. And the decoration outside there is called orugali. A meal in Tooro is called ekihuro. So ekihuro was traditionally served from orugali.
So we call it orujuliro.
Okay.
So this is what we talked about. We don't only share about food, but we want to take you deep into the culture, the history, that attachment that makes us feel proud of what we are. Okay, let us continue.
Okay. So as you can see around, everything is culture, the decorations, you can see the small baskets, small calabashes, and of course everything talks about culture. We can see the donation box here for Kogere Foundation Uganda. For the well-wishers who wants to put in something, this is the place where you can drop your contribution. Up here, we have the QR code. When visitors come to visit our museum, this is what they use to scan, and they're allowed inside the museum. Then after visiting the museum or the tour, then they come out, you exit them, and that is how it is done. We are moving, much as we are culture-based, but we are also trying to be modern. Yes.
Technology has to come in.
Has to come in, exactly.
Yes.
And up here, we can see that there is a month of the year in English and together in our language. In English, it is called June. That is the 6th month in the year. Omukaro, that is Tooro. But our great parents used to call it Kasambura. Kasambura is actually those people used to give names to months depending on the environment, the situation,
the seasons.
The seasons, exactly. So Kasambura is a month of kind of sunshine. There is sunshine. There is a little bit of wind. That is why it is called Kasambura. And we have a proverb for the month. That is Kamu Nogwo Muganda. Kamu Nogwo Muganda. Meaning one by one makes a bundle.
Okay.
Don't ignore the little you have at hand. You will eventually get big, whatever you are doing. Down here we have a picture of ihembe lyamagita, ihembe lyobotere. This is an improved kind of ihembe lyamagita. It's a traditional Vaseline vessel. Yes.
So that's why that's where they keep the Vaseline.
Yes.
Okay.
For the Mogole. But this is an improved one. I will show you the traditional one.
Okay.
Yes.
So, all right, keep with us because there is a lot you have to learn. But later on, we're going to continue with our food. And then you know what we do best at the end of the video. We sit and eat. But for now, enjoy the culture side of this. Enjoy the place. Reach out to them. We're going to share more information, their number, where you can find them, how you can reach this place. So let us continue. What do we have?
Yes, here we have the Kogere logo, the mission, the objectives, what we intend to do, what we are doing, and actually why we are here, and the services offered. We are here to mobilize the Tooro community in Tooro Kingdom to protect and harness development opportunities. That's the mission we have. And create awareness among the people of Tooro. We do create capacity building and networking, of course.
Okay.
Actually, we are planning to have the virtual museum so that we can tap other opportunities outside Uganda.
Wow.
For those people who are unable to be here physically. Yes, our objective is to innovate, test, and promote community development models that apply to cherish Tooro's culture and traditions. Yes.
So if this video is like 1 hour long, bear with us because we need to share all the information in one package, in that same package. You don't want to break it down because if you break it down, you might not watch other parts. So we are going to compile everything in this video. So let us continue.
So right now, I'm trying to sieve the millet flour so that there is nothing that is mixed that can be eaten, that can cause some harm for someone who is eating this millet. So I'm trying to sieve the millet flour. So these are the residues you can see that are not eaten, and they are not supposed to be eaten. You remove them. They are called enchenka, erundi elhande. And again, you go to your cassava flour. After pounding it, you saw me pounding. And after that, you also do the same. You sieve it to make sure there is nothing that can choke people when they are eating. So I'm now mixing the cassava flour together with the millet flour. You mix it very well to make sure it is proportionally done. You don't have to leave the cassava flour on one side and the millet flour on the other side. You mix it properly and start mingling. So when I'm doing this, I'm checking if it needs for me to add more flour. I do. If it is ready, I also check by touching there. If it needs to add water, you also add water as you continue to mingle. But you need a lot of fire when you are cooking this oburo, or when you are preparing oburo. When I'm doing like this, I'm trying to squeeze out. Maybe there could be some flour that was left unmingled, so you're trying to make sure there is nothing left. You do like this. And when you do like this, that's when you get to know when the millet is ready to be removed. Okay? Our food is ready. It's no longer millet, but now real food. We have prepared it fully, and now it's time for serving it. We serve it in endiro. It's a basket called the endiro. Eno ni endiro ya nyeneka. It's a basket for the whole family. And if you want, you can also separate, maybe for someone who is not around at that moment, you put some food for her or him in here. So I'm going to serve the food. When you are serving, you mingle it like this. There is a skill when you are trying to select the millet. This is how we serve food. We don't use any other thing when we are serving food. You use omwiko. And this is how we do it. You keep some for someone who is not around. And when you have served it, you make sure you put it right like this. Make sure it is served carefully. And then you get your top or your cover and cover it like this. I'm trying to remove the remaining food in our saucepan or in our kinaga, like what I'm doing. And you do the same here. And what I'm doing is bakweta kusiga oburo no busiga okukubya kurungi eruguru. So that you eat it while appetizing. You don't have to do it haphazardly or hurriedly. That's how it is done. And you cover it. So, as a mother, as a Tooro woman, there is food left on the mingling stick. With this one, I can eat it myself, like this. And if I have my daughter nearby here, we can share. For a girl, she's allowed. But for a boy child, the boy is not allowed to eat the millet that is left in the kinaga here or in the saucepan here. And even that one. Reason being, you'll start stealing food. If you eat from here, you'll keep stealing food from the saucepan as a boy child. And again, you become stupid because you have eaten the food that was not meant to be eaten by a boy. Even that one. And that mingling stick, culturally, if a man follows the woman in the kitchen where she's preparing buro or preparing food like what I'm doing right now, maybe you are not in good terms, you had some conflicts with the wife. I have the immediate thing that I can beat you back with is the mingling stick. So in most cases, when you find a woman running to the kitchen as a man or as a husband, you don't have to follow her in the kitchen. You just keep far from her. Or otherwise, she will slap you with the mingling stick and you will die stupid for the rest of your life. That's what culture tells us in Tooro. Our dear viewers, you're welcome now to almost the last phase of our food preparation. That is oburo and esabwe, Tooro's traditional meal or food. So here we have Firiinda, made out of beans. So it's time for serving. I'm going to serve this Firiinda using a kibaya. This is a serving spoon. It is called a kibaya, rundi, ekigiko in our language. But it's a serving spoon, it's not for eating. So I'm going to serve our Firiinda in a small, but of course big enough to be used by one person. This plate or this one is called a kibindi. The big kibindi is that one, but this one is a small kibindi. It's made out of clay. Others are made out of wood. This one is made out of wood, and the other one is made out of clay. And even the serving spoon is made out of wood. This is what our parents used to use when they were serving this food. So let me put all of it in one kibindi, so that whoever wants can serve himself or herself from here. You cover it like this. So this one is ready for serving. Then we have our esabwe, our favorite and sweet sauce. This one is esabwe. You can have a look at it, how nice it is. It is ready for serving. So I'm going to put this one here. I'm going to serve each and everybody this food or this sauce from ekinaga to ekibindi. Then you cover it. And this one here, you do the same.
All right, so I think this brings us to the almost that last part where we sit and eat, but we have to, this time someone is going to lead us into a prayer, because this is a family setup. You need to get into the culture. You see how things are done. Please carry on.
Let's pray for our food.
Yes.
Lord Father, we thank you for this food, and we bless the hands that have prepared it, and we pray that we also enjoy it. In Jesus' name we've prayed.
Amen.
Amen.
Amen. They might be asking they might be asking why I'm seated here, why she's seated there, why you're there. Please explain to them as we organize ourselves to dive into this.
Yes, thank you very much for that question. This is our last part of our meal, of our traditional meal, oburo and esabwe. So he's seated the way he's seated because he's a man. He's the head of the family. He's my husband and I'm the wife. So this is the Tooro's family setup, and we're having a meal together. We are one. This meal, when it is served like this and we eat from the same basket, it means it's a uniting factor. We are united. We are one. So that is it. Yes. And here you can have your food, your sauce.
Thank you so much.
My daughter can have her sauce also.
Thank you.
My boy, you can have your sauce. There is Firiinda here. We shall serve ourselves from there. There is also Omukaro, the Subway, and then we eat. Yes, you are most welcome, our dear viewers. You can come and have this food with us. It's big enough. It's enough for all of us. Please cheer up. Yes. Nyeneka, you do it first.
So do I chew or I just swallow?
It depends. Even me, I chew. But it is good to be swallowed.
So
Sorry.
you might be asking yourself, who was the contact person for this video? There she is. Please introduce yourself, viewers. Let them know who you are, what you do on your channel as we dive into the food. Maybe you will also talk about the food. Where are you from? They want to know.
Okay. Okay, my name is Rita Amanyire. I am born and raised in Tooro, Uganda. I am also a YouTuber. My YouTube channel is in the same name, Rita Amanyire. And yeah, I'm enjoying the meal, and I also do travel content.
I think that is it. I'm going to drop a link in my description box. You get to know what she does on her channel. So let us go back to the food.
You get a piece of Akaro. You do like this. You put in a small hole there. You put it in the sauce. And you swallow.
So you talked about the man in the house sitting, facing the main door.
Yes.
What is the purpose of that?
The purpose of the head of the family facing the main door or the entrance, we expect visitors anytime. The person coming doesn't know that you are having food or you're having lunch or supper, whatever meal. But then, when that person comes, you should be in position to see that person first before any other person. If at all the person is not, the intention is not good, for example, if you has come to attack us, you'll be there to protect us as a man. You just jump off and you face him from there before the danger reaches here.
So I also, if I don't want to invite you to enjoy our meal, I can just send you away.
Yes, but for Tooro's culture, we are hospitable enough that whoever comes and finds us eating, he has to wash his hands and come and join us.
Okay.
And that's why we prepare enough food for even the unplanned people. Yes, they are planned in a way that they are not seen, and you prepare more food than the number of people around.
Okay. Wow, wow. This is the beauty of the culture. Don't be so quiet.
I'm enjoying the food. It's really tasty. The soup is so tasty.
Wow.
You know, culturally, when people are eating, they are not supposed to talk.
Oh.
Reason being, they avoid food choking, and it's a sign of discipline, especially when you are a child.
Yes.
You just leave your elders to talk, but not you as a child.
Oh. Okay, sometimes we talk for the beauty of the video, that our audience can also know what
is taking place.
Yeah, what is taking place.
And how much we are enjoying.
Yes.
I get your point.
But I love what I'm having. The flavors, the ghee. This is something I've never tasted. Actually,
really?
I'm getting an experience I've never experienced before.
Wow.
Wow, I love it.
Privileged.
I'm enjoying it.
That's great.
People might be asking how this millet bread different from the ugali posho. I think this looks to be sticky and sticky, heavier. What is that? Oh, my mom is calling. Sticky, heavier, and that it has that kind of sweetness in it, which is not with a posho. But ugali also has that sweetness in it.
Yeah, a bit of sweet, but ugali is harder.
Harder. This is
A bit softer.
Yeah. Well, like you said, this one is quite sweeter compared to the ugali you are talking about, because the mixture itself is different. This is a different food from the other one. It has a different flavor. It's prepared in a different way, and the contents and the nutrients as well, they are quite different. Yes.
Wow. Actually, this feels, I don't know if I'm going to use the right English, it feels substantial in your mouth.
Okay.
Is that right?
Like the different scents, eh?
Sure.
I'm enjoying it. Thank you so much for the experience.
And it also does a different experience because these bowls.
Am I allowed to do this?
Very much so.
Oh.
The head of the family, actually the man in his home, he's a king. You are free to do anything you feel like. Apart from beating your wife, my dear. The rest you are allowed. You are a king. And therefore I'm your queen.
Wow. And let me also say this. This is the first time I'm eating mushrooms cooked with beef in the same saucepan. You know the fusion of those two create that rich taste.
Yeah, the rich taste.
I think
And you can prove that it is actually cholesterol free.
Yes.
There is no oil apart from the cow ghee we put.
You know, the beauty of like these African cultures or tribes, everywhere you go, there is that something different you're going to find.
Yeah.
Food, the way they prepare it, the way it tastes, the
way it is served.
Yes.
The utensils used.
The
in
stories
serving food.
behind.
Exactly.
The respect behind the food, the family. Ever since I was born, is that what I've been like? That has been sounding into my mind, into my head. Firiinda.
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 So this is it.
And having it now, this is a dream come true. There are some foods I always dreamed of, like
Yes.
I need to do them on my channel, but I've never got the right people for it. So, us being here today, it's a goal. It's a dream come true.
Wow.
It's a dream come true.
We are blessed.
But thank you so much for inviting us, for welcoming us into Is it called a museum or it's a cultural center?
Thank you for that question. But well, our dream is to have a cultural center, but we are not yet to that level of a cultural center because there is still that is lacking. However, we have a number of innovations that brings it actually to a cultural center because we have this preparation of the traditional meals. Whenever people want it, we do carry it out. We have the empakaako naming ceremonies carried out here. We handle both local and foreign tourists here. We have a cultural troupe that gives us entertainment locally. We have Tooro's traditional drinks, tonto, and Sunday. We have the items that accompany the bagole, the bridegroom, and all that, the entourage. We have the band. That one is a modern part of it to attract the youth. We don't have to remain so static because culture has dynamics that we have to employ such that we can keep the attention of the youth. And we do have the herbs, the traditional herbs that we administer to people and they come and buy. Others are collected from here. We have a package of jewelries made, and quite a number of innovations have been put up.
So there's another part of the museum which we did not go to, but we try to get some clips from there. I believe they are being seen on the screen right now. And let us go back to food because I think people don't want to take them away from the food. Firiinda.
Yes.
It tastes so earthily. You know what I mean by earthily?
Yes.
That it has that.
You feel back to the roots.
Yes, the sourness, everything which was mixed into this. You can taste it. You can taste it. Nothing is lost, but everything is preserved into this. Preserved. But I love this. Yeah, that's the aroma that comes from this.
Yeah.
It is unending. Okay.
So here in Tooro,
Say thank
if you saw,
See
he
you.
gave
Aiwala.
his child a piece of meat. And for us in Tooro, we have different traditions. That you just saw right now, tukweta kubegera, omwana, kubegera. So what it means is, as you're eating as a family, that the dad of the child can decide to give the child a piece of meat. And as the child, will receive it and say thank you. Webale muno atoki, webale muno akiki, depending on the pet name of.
Actually, talking about the names,
The praise names.
We call them the crazy names.
Praise names. Yes.
I was given a kiki, but I believe there is the meaning to those names. There is hidden meaning. Yes. What does a kiki mean? Because from today, call me a kiki if you're watching this video. I'm a kiki. A kiki. What does it mean?
Well, yeah, it's good you have asked that. And you have asked it at the right time when we are having the oburo as a meal and a sabwe, because this is part of the ritual that is performed whenever a person is given that praise name. So with the meaning of akiki, you'll find it in the museum and discover it yourself.
Oh.
Then you'll be the one to tell the viewers what it means.
Okay. At the end of this video, we're going to go to the museum. We only cover that part. I need to find out the meaning of my name. Akiki, the praise. Is it the praise?
The praise name, yes.
I think we have, this is enough for now. What do you think?
It's enough.
I've enjoyed the food.
Enjoy it.
It is something everyone would love to experience. This is culture. This is heritage.
Yeah,
Wow.
exactly. I'm glad to be with you people to enjoy this meal together. It actually brings us home. It brings us back home. This is Tooro's culture. Our culture is our pride, and we have to be proud of being Batooro. Yes, this is what makes us Batooro, and it identifies us as Batooro, and this is our culture and our heritage.
So before you talked about that, can you send a message to other people out there from other societies?
Oh yes. The message I have for you out there is that Uganda, for example, in particular, it has there are very many diverse cultures like Batooro, Bakiga, Baganda, and very many. We are different with the different cultural norms and values. However, we share the same. Some of them are the same, but we are one. We are created by God. We are all human beings, though we have different cultures. So we need to learn to be one. For example, I'm a Mutoro. She's a Mutoro. You are a Muganda. He is a Muganda. But we are sharing the same meal and we are enjoying the meal. This calls for oneness, and we have to live in harmony regardless of our different cultures.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that powerful message.
Thank you so much.
I think
We are
before we
done.
end, is there anything you want to talk about, to say?
I enjoyed the meal, and it also, I think it also reminded, as I'm Tooro, I'm very proud of this. I've also learned so much more because, you know, in the modern world, sometimes you can miss out on some of these cultural things or the things that our forefathers used to do. So it was nice to learn some of the things and also be reminded of some of the things from my childhood, like the granary. It reminded me so much of my grandmother. So this was nice.
Wow.
So, I think that is it for now. Let's go find out the actual meaning of empakaako yawe.
Akiki.
Empakaako yawe, yeah?
Akiki.
So let's go. So this is the last part of the museum. You have seen the first part, you have seen the food, everything how it was prepared. So this is where the empakaako yawe, empakaako, and their meaning. So akiki, where is akiki? Akiki is right here. Akiki can be given to a men or women. So this is the meaning. Someone who uploads national, community, and family interests with great love, care, honesty, etc. There are so many things behind it, but what I've seen, everything is positive about it. So positive. But there are also others, like a moti, a woli, a twoki, a dieli, so many. So I love the culture. There's so many things behind it, some of the things we have never experienced. And I believe in this video, there's a lot you're going to learn. There's a lot beyond food, This is culture. I think that is it. What else should we do? We have shared almost, I think we have exhausted the entire culture into this video, the entire kingdom. You have seen the kingdom, you have seen the palace, yes, you have seen everything. So I think let us end from here. Catch up in the next video. Bye bye for now. I love you all.